what a day at the Riverside Stadium. So much to talk about. I'm even losing my voice. I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible so that my voice doesn't pack in completely, but so much to discuss on a historic day for Middlesbrough. I mean, this morning, even going back to 9 a.m. this morning, it really was an absolutely stunning morning. Thousands of supporters at the stadium from around about 9:30 onwards. I got to the stadium at around that time. Already loads of fans packed out in the fan zone outside the stadium, really soaking up the atmosphere. And then, of course, we had the team bus arriving, and honestly, I've never seen scenes like it. I've uploaded a video to the channel so you can see them in full, but really something really special. Thousands of supporters, red smoke, fireworks, chants, drums, everything. It was just an absolutely stunning moment for Middlesbrough. I've never seen anything like it at the Riverside Stadium. It really was something that made the hairs on your neck, on the back of your neck, really stand up. And what an incredible moment that was for Middlesbrough. If you ever needed evidence that Middlesbrough supporters really are incredible and are some of the best and the most passionate, that was exactly it. Go and watch that video because it was absolutely incredible. The footage, the atmosphere, the reception that the players got as they got off the bus. There's video on there about with the players getting off. You can just see on some of the players' faces. I know it was Callum Britton. Aidan Morris just looked absolutely pumped after hearing those supporters. Of course, it was a massive day playing Southampton in the playoff semi-final first leg. It was always going to be a big occasion. It really did step up a notch this week with everything that was going on. Of course, the club were making a massive effort to pump the fans up, but little did they know a drama hit last couple of days was going to kick it onto a whole new level with the whole Spygate saga. Of course, if you missed it, you've potentially been living under a rock. It was a training session on Thursday morning. A man in disguise, reportedly, hiding in the bushes at Rockcliffe Park, caught on CCTV, made to delete the footage, disappeared off. Turns out, the latest report suggesting that it was a young Southampton first-team analyst who had done it. And then since then it has just been absolutely kicking off. They've been charged by the EFL. Southampton released a statement saying very little, to be honest. But then what happened after this match, I will get onto the game properly in a second. What happened after the match was even more interesting because Tonda Eckert and the press officer in the press conference asked loads of questions about Spygate, as they most naturally would do in this situation. Asked 3 or 4 times about it. Eckert, to be fair to him, gave 2 or 3 shortish responses, giving very little away, which was kind of to be expected. But then it all got a little bit prickly. It all got a little bit tense and tetchy when the press officer got involved, saying that he didn't want any more questions. But of course, it's the big story. Really, it's a real shame to say because of course the football should be the main thing, but it's an absolute scandal what's gone on. And so it was really important that they were held to account, that the journalists wanted to know the answers. Ultimately, it led to Tonda Eckert and the press officer storming out of the press conference after more questions were coming in. So not really a good look for Southampton, you've got to say. Not really the open and transparent communication that you would hope for. I understand that that they've been charged and that there's a sort of more legal process kind of going on with it. At the same time, this is something which it has huge ramifications for Middlesbrough, for Southampton as well. Kim Hellberg came into the press conference and he was far more open about it. He was saying that it gave Southampton a massive advantage in the game, saying that it was wrong, saying that he was angry, that he was disappointed, saying that the game is about respect between managers and football teams and that sort of thing, and he feels really disappointed by what's happened. He was quite clear that he wasn't talking about the club as a whole of Southampton. He wasn't talking about the supporters. He wasn't talking about the players. He was saying that, to be fair, he actually feels a bit sorry for the players and the supporters who've been caught up in this whole thing. But his anger is at the people who were involved, whoever that may be. Kim Hellberg, a really animated figure after the match, answering a lot of questions about it, very open, very honest. I'm sure you'll be able to see the quotes in the Gazette or in the Northern Echo to hear what he had to say, because he had a lot to say about it, and he really didn't hold back. He also spoke to Sky Sports after the game and gave his comments as well. But of course, it was a game where you may remember there was a football match that actually happened today, and it ended 0-0. It really was a pretty incredible afternoon. I mean, the first half, Middlesbrough absolutely battered Southampton. We really were on top. We had so many opportunities and we didn't put it in the back of the net, which is a shame because it's something that we've seen a lot of at the Riverside Stadium. A lot of huff and puff, but no final product. disappointing, but you've got to say that Middlesbrough's performance, it was probably one of the best home performances I've seen this season. Kim Hellberg said that it was the best that he's seen since he arrived in England, and Middlesbrough really weren't that good. Southampton were really poor. They offered absolutely nothing in that first half. It was just a shame that Middlesbrough weren't able to get the goal or goals to put us ahead. Second half was a little bit different. Southampton came back into it, but Middlesbrough still had their moments. But Southampton pushed forward, and maybe as the adrenaline was starting to wear off from the occasion, of course, it had been a really emotionally charged morning and first half, really. So it was always going to be inevitable that there'd be a bit of a drop-off, but even in those latter stages of the game when Southampton were pushing forward, Middlesbrough did well to hold on. We did well to keep them out. They came very close. Southampton, of course, they hit the crossbar through Taylor Harwood-Bellis and nearly got a late goal, but Middlesbrough were able to hold on for a 0-0 draw, which they'll take to the South Coast, which is probably a disappointing result based on how good Middlesbrough were in that first half. I think considering that Middlesbrough are quite a good side away from home, I don't see that as a bad result. I think given everything that was going on, given how good Southampton have been lately, I probably would have taken a 0-0 draw before the match. So it's not all bad, probably a little bit disappointing because of how well we played, but ultimately a result which we can take to St Mary's and hopefully try and build on to try and get a result, because if Southampton play like they did today, then I expect Middlesbrough might be able to get a surprise result on the South Coast. But ultimately, Spygate took charge today. That was the big talking point in the press conference. They, with Tonda Eckert storming out and with Kim Hellberg giving a really impassioned response, that was the big talking point. But at the end of it, I made sure to ask Kim Hellberg about the Middlesbrough supporters and the reception that they got coming off the team bus, and he was really, you just saw the smile come on his face as he was asked about it. He was saying that it's what he's in football for. He was saying that it was a memory that will take him to the grave. He was saying about how fortunate he is to be managing a club like Middlesbrough, but ultimately it's a memory that will live with him forever. And it was just a really, really nice moment to end the press conference on, because amidst all the Spygate stuff, amid the fact that it was a 0-0 draw, it was a really, really memorable, special day on Middlesbrough, which will create a lot of memories for a lot of supporters. It might not have been the victory, it might not have been the one-sided win that people in a dream world would have hoped for, but it was a day which was absolutely so special for supporters based on what happened outside the stadium, what happened in the stadium. The atmosphere in the stands was incredible as well, all the way through. Even in the latter stages of the game when Southampton were pushing forward, the supporters were well behind the team. We got a little bit anxious in the second half, but generally the support was absolutely incredible within the stadium, and that's what Middlesbrough's about. That's what the support is about. This is what we're capable of when the whole team and the supporters pull together. So a really, really good afternoon, even though it ended in a 0-0 draw. We'll see what happens in the next couple of days on the Spygate stuff. It's likely that there'll be a decision on what's going on with that, to decide whether there's any outcome. Of course, Southampton have been charged on that, and we'll see what the potential punishment will be if they're found guilty. We'll see whether it has any impact on Tuesday, but if not, I'll be heading to St Mary's to cover that one as well for the Red, and I'll have some build up to that one in the next couple of days. You might have noticed that was Matt Letizia walking behind me there on coming up the stand. Shame he didn't pop in for a cameo on my video. He's struggling with those stairs and barrier, but hey ho, I digress. But I'll be back in the next couple of days with some build up to that game, and then there'll be some more behind the scenes footage from the match at St Mary's, where hopefully Middlesbrough will be able to get a positive result to send us to Wembley. Here's hoping, and up the Boro.